let's talk about negatives now. So a negative is when our algorithm basically says, hey, these 2 points should not be together, okay? And there's, again, just like positives, there's true negatives and false negatives. For example, let's take these 2 points right here. So these two, our algorithm has said, okay, this point, which if you look at our table, this is 0, 0. And this point, which we look at our table, is 1, 1. The algorithm says these points belong in separate clusters. This one point belongs in the 0th cluster. The other point belongs in the first cluster. Uh-oh, my Mac's gonna die. Sorry, let me charge my computer real quick. Okay. So our algorithm is saying that these 2 points belong in different clusters, right? And then we need to compare. So this is a negative. This is our algorithm saying negative, don't put these together. Now we need to check if this is really true or if it's false. So we check the actual values of these 2 points, right? So the first actual value is 0 or red, and the other actual value is 1 or green. So this is a true negative because our algorithm says, hey, put them in different clusters. And when we look at their types, they are different actual values. So these really are, they should be separated, and our algorithm did that correctly. This is a true negative, right? Same thing with this point, for example. Our algorithm is saying this point and this point belong in clusters 1 and 2, respectively. And so our algorithm is giving us a negative for these 2 points, and we want to verify, is this negative true or false? So we see the actual value of these, which you can look up in the table what the actual values are. They're different, red and green. So again, this is a true negative because the algorithm correctly said they don't belong together. I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the rest of these for the sake of time. Okay, so I know this is like a super messy graph with true negatives. There's a lot of true negatives, and if you calculate these out, you're actually gonna find that there are 30 true negatives. This red point finds, with both other clusters, will find 6 true negatives. This one will find 6 true negatives. This one will find 5 true negatives. This one finds 5 true negatives. This one finds 5 true negatives. This one finds 3 true negatives. So in total, it's 5 times 3 plus 6 times 2 plus 3, which is 30. Hopefully I did that right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and erase all of these now. And let's calculate the false negatives, which are thankfully a lot less. So false negative would mean that the algorithm has put them in separate clusters, but they do not belong in separate clusters. They actually belong together. So that would be these 2. Our algorithm has said to put them in separate clusters, and we know they do not belong in separate clusters. They belong in the same cluster in the most ideal scenario. So this finds 2 false negatives. This finds 2 false negatives. This one as well finds a false negative here because these are clustered separately when they should be clustered together. And then this one also finds 1, 2 there. And is this it for false negatives? Could be. So how many do we have so far? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, right. Okay, right. Sorry. And then this finds 2 false negatives as well, because this green belongs with these 2 greens as well, but they've been classified as separate, right? Oh, sorry, I did that in purple. Imagine these lines are orange. So in essence, what we get here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 false negatives. So hopefully that helps you in calculating the positives and negatives for k-means clustering. And just really remember that these labels, this R, G, and B that we put on these clusters are completely arbitrary, right? Doesn't matter. Our k-means will find the clusters in whatever order it finds them. And what really matters is this relationship between the point. That is what really defines a false positive or true positive, because as we've seen, regardless of the label of the cluster, you can find true positives in any cluster, you can find false positives in any cluster, and you can find true and false negatives in any cluster. So yeah, hopefully this helps, and good luck.